You think camping alone in the Alaskan wilderness is peaceful until a stranger walks into your camp asking for help. Hours later, he returns with a knife, and what happens next will haunt me forever. I was one step away from never leaving those woods alive. I was solo camping just an hour north of Fairbanks, Alaska, near the White Mountains. I'd been out there for 2 full days, completely alone. No people, barely any wildlife, just endless trees and silence. It was just past noon on my last day. I had a small fire going, eating a simple meal, when I saw a movement out of the corner of my eye. A man. He walked straight into my campsite without a sound. I didn't even see where he came from, trail or wilderness, just appeared. He looked like any regular camper, backpack, gear, boots. He seemed polite enough, asking if I knew where the public cabin was. I'd never been there, but I knew about it. Alaska trails often have these small, rundown shelters hikers can use. I'd noticed a thin, separate path nearby that I figured led to it, so I pointed him that way. He thanked me and disappeared into the trees. I thought nothing of it, just strange coincidence. 2 people alone in the wilderness at the same time. I relaxed by the fire, soaking in my last evening before heading home. But then, as the sun hung low, painting long shadows across the forest, he came back. Hours had passed, yet there he was again, walking out of the trees toward my camp. I was confused. He explained that he couldn't find the cabin or even the trail I told him about. I offered directions again, but he pushed harder this time, saying he had no tent and needed that shelter for the night. His voice carried a hint of desperation, almost guilt-tripping me into helping. Against my instincts, I agreed to show him. We walked in near silence through the woods for 10 minutes until we reached the thin trail. It was exactly where I'd said it was. I could even see the cabin far down the path, half hidden behind trees. There was no way he should have missed it. We walked closer. The cabin was in terrible shape. Broken windows, rotting wood, long abandoned. I turned to tell him maybe it wasn't safe to stay in. That's when I saw it. He wasn't following anymore. He stood about 10 feet away, holding a knife. His face was lifeless, eyes hollow. His voice dropped flat and cold as he told me to go inside the cabin. I froze. My gut screamed no. Something in his stillness felt wrong, like he wasn't planning to let me walk out again. I dropped my bag and ran. I tore through the woods expecting him to chase me, but nothing. When I glanced back, he was still standing there, watching me, knife in hand. I ducked into cover and stayed hidden for 30 minutes, heart pounding, before carefully circling back. The man was gone, but so was my bag, my phone, wallet, car keys, everything, my lifeline. I crept back toward my campsite, praying he hadn't gone there too. As I approached, I saw something flickering, a campfire, burning bright. I never left it lit. My tent still stood, and right in the middle of the campsite, my bag, laid out as if nothing happened. Something deep down screamed, "Trap." I was about to risk it anyway when I saw him. He strolled out from the shadows behind the fire, casual, almost cheerful, tossing sticks into the flames, humming a tune, waiting. I backed away slowly, then turned and ran. I found the main trail and hiked through the night. Hours passed before I finally reached the road and flagged down a passing car. The police and rangers went out the next morning. Nothing. No man, no knife, no tent, no campsite. Even the stones from my fire pit had been scattered into the woods as if I was never there. They told me that cabin had been abandoned. For years, no rangers maintained it anymore. I think about it a lot. What would have happened if I stepped into that cabin? What if I'd gone for my bag while he waited by the fire? It was 2016, but even now I remember every single detail of that night like it just happened yesterday. I've always loved the woods south of my hometown, quiet, isolated, the perfect place to camp when I need to clear my head. I usually go out 4 or 5 times a year, and that weekend I just had that sudden urge to escape. I grabbed my backpack, threw in the essentials, and drove out. The trail I used wasn't official. No markers, no hikers, just a forgotten path hidden in dense trees. After a 2-hour hike, I reached my usual campsite. The land there is flat, no mountains, just endless trees, a peaceful place to spend a night or two. With a few hours till sunset, I set up camp, started a fire, and sat back listening to birds chirping. But the moment the sun dipped below the horizon, everything changed. The forest went dead silent. That's when I heard it. Music, faint but clear, floating through the trees, a scratchy, old classical tune, like something playing on a broken record player. It didn't stop. For over 30 minutes, it was the same song looping over and over. I thought maybe there were other campers nearby, but something felt wrong. The music was too far, too loud, and too eerie to ignore. Eventually, curiosity got the better of me. With only my flashlight, I followed the sound. The deeper I went, the louder it grew. My heart pounded harder with every step. Finally, I found it. Not a campsite, not a group of friends, just a single massive speaker propped behind a tree. It looked like it hadn't been touched in years. Dusty buttons, faded display, no one around. I turned it off. The forest went silent again. I hurried back to camp, but that uneasy feeling only grew. Then it hit me. My gear was missing. Matches, cooking utensils, my knife, my pepper spray, gone. Someone had been there. I started throwing my things into my bag, panic rising in my chest. That's when the music started again, this time much closer than before. I didn't think. I ran. Down the dark trail, the music fading behind me, my legs shaking but moving as fast as they could. After about 15 minutes, I slowed down, thinking maybe I was safe. And then, I saw it. Right in the middle of the trail, my missing gear, laid out perfectly. Knife, pepper spray, utensils, all lined up like someone wanted me to see it. Before I could even reach for it, footsteps, fast, heavy, charging from behind me. I spun around, flashlight cutting through darkness. Nothing. I bolted. I don't know how long I ran, 10 minutes, maybe more. I didn't stop until I saw my car and the safety of the road. I don't know who or what was out there that night, but the way they moved my things, the way they followed me, it felt like they weren't just scaring me, they were playing with their food. And that's why I've never gone back.